change on me and I'll do like an interview and it like just recorded me. I'm like, great. I'm gonna do that. Here. Okay. Something did. Good thing I checked because something did go wrong. All right. Let's see. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Huh. Like, where exactly is it sending the videos? Oh, there we go. I think I found it. Let's see. And perfect. All right. We are good to go. Hold on. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to start recording in just a second. And so when you're doing an introduction with two people, it's always confusing because people don't know like what to say. And it's like the beginning of the interview where you're not quite as used to it. So what I like to do is have one person go first, say name, age, occupation, where you live, and then have the other person say name, age, occupation. You live together, right? So you don't need to say that. And then say how you know each other. This is my fiance. This is my, boyfriend. This is my husband, like whatever.
Okay.
So, and you can also add in how long you've been together.
Okay.
So who wants to go first? We can do practice run.
I will.
Okay. Ladies first, right? So name, age, where you live, what you do for a living. Oh, second, honey.
Okay. Now, okay. My name is Aysa Royals. I'm 29 years old. I'm an office manager at a home health agency, and I live in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Together.
No, you're supposed to go now.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was supposed to say we live together. Okay. My name is Michael Warren. I'm 20. No, I'm not 20. I'm 38. Yeah, I'm old. But I'm a machine operator. I work at a factory, just pressing buttons. Good job. And
We're engaged.
We've been together almost 5 years. We live in Cincinnati, Ohio.
See? So that's why we practice it, right?
Yeah.
It's harder than you think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more time, okay? Aysa, you're going to
Yes.
say name, age, occupation, where you live.
Oh, okay.
All right? And then you are going to say name, age, occupation, and how you know this lovely lady.
Okay.
Just say that.
Okay? Take two. Let's go.
My name is Aysa Royals. I'm 29 years old. I'm an office manager at a home health agency, and we live in Cincinnati, Ohio.
My name is Michael Warren. I'm 38 years old. I'm a machine operator, and this is my fiance. We live in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Woohoo! Nailed it.
Thank you.
Sometimes it just takes a little practice. Trust me. It's always harder than you think.
Yeah, this is our first time.
So tell me, I want to hear how the two of you met, and I want to know all the dirt, like not the dirt, but like all the good stuff, like who noticed who first, was someone hard to get,
Okay.
when did you know when did you know you wanted to marry each other, all that fun stuff.
Okay. Want me to start now? Okay. Well, we actually lived in the same area in Beachmont, Mount Washington, and I was walking into a corner store, the Dairy Mart, and he was standing in line getting ready to check out, and we actually caught eyes right away. And I just walked around the store, was getting the things I was going to get, and he actually left out of the store. And by the time I checked out, got my things, he was sitting outside the store waiting for me to come out. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, that's about it. Should I go now?
I mean, I want to hear both persons' point of view on everything. So I want to know, like, when did you notice her? Were you really waiting, or were you waiting? Like, tell me the scoop.
Yeah, like she said, it was eye contact. I seen her, she seen me. So I was gonna leave, but then I thought about like, I might as well wait. She might be worth the wait. So I waited for her. She came out, she was smiling. So I said something.
I was surprised that he was out there waiting. We exchanged numbers, and he actually came over that night, and we've been together ever since.
Wait, can I get you to do one thing? Would you mind taking that bracelet off?
Which one?
Oh, damn.
Yeah. She makes jewelry.
I make them, so I wear them all the time.
I love them.
Thank you.
Them. They're just loud.
Okay, I think it's these. I'll take these off.
I was like, maybe all of them. I don't know.
I know it's these. These make a lot of noise.
Good.
They're very pretty, though. They're very
Thank
cool.
you.
You bead them, or do you...
They're charms. I put the charms on the bracelets.
Uh-huh.
So I do own my own business, and I let people come to my office, pick out their charms, and I put on the bracelet for them.
Oh, I love it.
Thank
That's
you.
So cool.
Thank you.
All right, okay. So, now, going on, so tell me where you're at in your relationship right now. You live together? Like, how long have you been, how many years ago was it that you met? How long, when did you get engaged? What was the proposal a surprise? Like, tell me a little bit about, tell me where you're at in your relationship right now.
Well, right now we are engaged. He proposed to me on our anniversary last year, May 24th. It was a surprise. I didn't know, but he was trying to do it without me, and I ended up putting myself in it anyway and riding with him. So it definitely was still a surprise. What else can we say?
I mean, it was a surprise. I was trying to do it special, and she was kind of mean that day, too. I almost didn't do it, but, you know, I still went through with it. It didn't go as planned, though. I was trying to do it without her, and then she was just so mean that day. I remember that, but, you know, it was our anniversary, so I just wanted to do it on our anniversary.
I think it was because he worked, I think the day before or something, or that day, and I think I did have an attitude, but and I didn't want him to leave, so. But we've been together for, it's going on 5 years, May 24th, and we are expecting our first child together. And he's due May 16th, and we had the original date of us to get married this year on the anniversary, but we ended up getting pregnant, so that didn't work out.
Congratulations.
Thank
you.
Wait, so May, what would that make you, like 7 months?
I am 8 months.
8 months?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, I'm bad at counting months.
Yep. 30 days away today.
So how are you guys feeling? Are you excited for baby to come? Are you ready? Or are you just gonna figure it out?
We are ready. It's been 14 years for him, and it's been 7 years for me. So with having another child. So he has a 14-year-old and I have a 7-year-old. So it's been a little gap in between, but we're definitely ready.
Yeah.
So you guys have a blended family then. Tell me about like your kids that you have now, how they get along. Are they excited to have a new, I don't know if it's a little boy or a little girl?
It's a boy. And the kids, they definitely get along fine. Of course, they're a big age difference. So the oldest son don't want the youngest in the room all the time, or he shuts the door on them most of the time. So they play sometimes, but it only lasts for a little while. But they're pretty excited about the newborn coming because they don't have any other excitement here for them. So I'm sure once the baby get here, they'll have a whole lot more going on.
Yeah. The youngest more excited than the oldest one.
Oh yeah, he's
but the
very
oldest
excited.
one, he say he ready, but I don't know, because the 7-year-old get on his nerves, so I don't know how the baby gonna be with him.
Yeah, he thinks he's gonna cling to him.
Everyone gets on teenagers' nerves, though.
Yes.
They're just kind of douchey for like a few years. You're like, oof.
I know.
And he just sits in his room on the computer, so comes out just to get something to eat, or if the Wi-Fi disconnect, that's the only time he come out the room.
Yeah.
That's how you get him out. You
Yeah.
get him out and turn the Wi-Fi off.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the only way.
They're like, what? So we have a house full of teenage boys here, so trust me.
And it's full of boys, and I wanted a girl, but I guess I'm stuck with all of them.
Yeah.
So tell me, like, you guys had hoped that you could get married this year. What were you guys thinking of for your wedding? Like, what was your, like, did you ever kind of talk about, like, creatively, what would you like, or what are the things that are important to you? Who are the people that have to be there?
For the wedding, we definitely talked about it. I know I was more set on the colors than he were.
I left it all on her, really.
I was more set on the colors. And I did want to do it on the anniversary. He really wasn't big on that it had to be on the anniversary, but it was special for me for it to be on the anniversary. But it really wasn't. It really didn't matter to him what day we did it. But the original plan, we did want to do a marriage like in a church and things like that. But then after we started thinking about the people that would have to come and who we would invite, it kind of got narrowed down to like have the reception and the wedding and the reception together. So that was our ending goal. You know, also to save money, just to have it in one place.
Do you guys have a big family, and are they local? Is it like a lot of, hopefully you can get people in without it being too hard?
Well, yeah, I have a bigger family than he does. You care if I say about your mom? She's adopted.
Yeah, well, my mom's adopted. And then it's more to our relationship, too.
It's a lot more. That's
yeah,
the dirt. We'll get back to that later.
So it's like, my family's small as to begin with, and then it's like...
I would probably have more people there than he would. But, you know, he would still have people there, but it's like I have more family than he does. You know, with my dad's side, my mom's side, it will probably be more of my family than it is his.
So you guys, like, you wanted, like, a traditional wedding. Is there anything, though, like, creatively that you love? Like, do you love, I don't know, peonies? Or do you love baby's breath? Or do you love, purple or any kind of theme or anything like that?
Purple.
Well, my favorite color is purple, but the theme that I was kind of going for was, like, a coral and a navy blue. So, like, flowery, like the peach kind of coral color, and the navy blue for the men. That's kind of where we're going for. I know it was like more flowers, really no balloons, but more like flowery and just like a pretty like layout. I don't want to say like heaven, but it looks like real nice.
Yeah, heaven sounds good.
I'm on mute. So just real pretty, like bright, like more towards the summertime, which was like around our anniversary in the spring. So it's more hot around that time. I didn't know if I really wanted it outside or inside. Nothing with steps, though. I don't want to fall down off my dress or nothing like that, so.
Well, tell me, like, so Adam told me a little bit about you, so tell me why no steps.
Well, I wear a prosthetic. So back in 2006, I was with an ex of mine, and he was getting robbed, and they ended up shooting, and I ended up getting shot as well, but I got the worst of it. So, and back in 2006, I was paralyzed from the waist down. I was also told that I would never walk again. So, I had a lot of surgeries. I kept getting infections in my heel of my left leg because it was like I didn't have any feeling from the knee down after the accident. So, it took me about a year and a half to like regain and start walking. I had to learn all over how to walk again on my own. So I was like, I went from a walker to crutches and then eventually just let it go. And then like around 2013 is when I lost my leg. But before that, I had like 20 plus surgeries just trying to, do a debris, save the bone. And they would just go in and cut it. And I just kept like getting MRSA. I just kept getting real bad infections in my left heel. Because it was kind of like me being a diabetic, but I really wasn't. But I just didn't have that feeling. So in 2013, they finally took it because I just had a surgery probably 3 weeks prior, and I was going to, because I had broke my pinky toe, and I didn't know because I didn't have any feeling. So they had went in, removed the pinky toe, and then I had to go back for a follow-up, and they were just checking and seeing, and by the time she took the wrap off, I had a big old bubble on the side, and at that point, she just said she would have to take it. It was nothing that could be done. So they took it in 2013. I probably got the prosthetic maybe a few months later. It was a few months later. And I kind of got an advantage just because I don't have that much feeling. So it's not painful for me to walk. Although I still have like nerve damage and stuff. But that's just me just sitting around or laying in the bed. That's always. But it's not painful for me to walk, which is an advantage. But I do go up and down the steps. We have steps here. But I have to have something to hold on to. I can't just go down the steps freely.
You don't want that at your wedding.
No.
You want to, like,
yeah.
I mean, I the way, isn't it amazing how things can change
Yes.
on a dime, right?
Yes.
Just like, whatever, going out on a Friday night and then, like, you end up shot. It's insane.
Yes. And I was only 16 at the time. Yeah, so I'm 29 now. It's been a while. And like every July, it was around July, it was always July 3rd. It was closer to, I'll never forget, it was almost July, you know, what is it? July, it was almost close to July. Yeah, 4th of July. It was almost close to the 4th of July. So, and I never forget, we were outside and you can hear all the fireworks and it was just so much going on that day and it was just a horrible night.
Wow.
Yeah.
How, I mean, tell me, like, okay, tell me how, I mean, that must have been so scary. I mean, you must have been afraid. I mean, being a teenager, I mean,
Yes.
you must have been so scared that you were never going to walk again. And tell me how, like, I mean, you're now, like, potentially going to walk down the aisle.
I know. And it's crazy because, you know, with me going through that and being in a wheelchair for so long and using a walker, you know, I never really thought that I would find someone that would be okay with everything. So I never really imagined that I would be engaged to someone or that they would just accept me for who I was. So that was always a struggle for me, but I never let that get me down or discourage me. I always just stayed strong and kept moving.
And then how excited are you now, though, that I mean, you've got, like, your prosthetic, right? You can walk, you have, another baby coming, a lovely fiance. Tell me, like, do you feel really hopeful and excited about the future?
Yes, I do. I'm very hopeful and excited about the future just because, you know, it's something that I thought that I would never get to experience just because I didn't think anybody would accept me for, you know, just for who I was. And I actually told him the night that we first met, I told him that I wore a prosthetic because I didn't want to, like, scare him off or, you know, make him afraid or feel different. So I did tell him that night that I had one just because I didn't know how anyone would react. I mean, you know, I had relationships, but it was never nothing this serious. So I feel like nobody really took me that serious when it came to, you know, being in a steady relationship. I didn't think I would get proposed to ever. And I was pregnant with my son during surgeries that I was having, but of course his dad wasn't around, so it was just me, and I was just dealing with everything by myself. So, but I'm very hopeful. I'm excited. It's like a dream come true because, you know, I never knew that I would be in love for 4+ going on 5 years. So it definitely means a lot that he's been there for me the whole long, you know, while the way. So it's been everything. And he's very supportive. He helps me do whatever I need. He barely lets me work and do anything. So he's just always there to help me.
And Michael, I mean, are you surprised that she says, I mean, it sounds like you had, like, an amazing reaction to her when you first saw her. Are you surprised that she didn't think that she was going to get proposed to or find love? Like, do you find that kind of crazy?
Yeah, I do. You know what I mean? And, I mean, she an amazing person. And I didn't even look at the prosthetic or anything, like, as something that made me not want to talk to her or anything, you know? It really made me more attracted to her that she was a strong person, you know, and moved past all that and carried on, you know, and raised her son. And I don't know, that just turned me on even more. So, I mean, I'm lucky. That's how I feel.
Aww.
Don't have me teary out of here.
Baby. Give us a kiss.
It just means a lot because, you know, you just never know who you gonna run into or who would just want to take advantage of you.
Well, you got a good one.
Yes.
And then tell me a little bit about, so you guys have a little bit of family, I'm looking at your application on the screen, you guys have a little bit of family intrigue.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, what you were alluding to when you're talking about, like, your side of the family on the way.
Yeah.
So will you kind of briefly explain to me, like, what the tricky thing is with part of the family?
What you want me to say?
If you want to.
Well, her son is my cousin. Her baby father is my cousin. And I didn't know that going in, of course. Like, we was talking. And then he wasn't around, so it's like I didn't even know. And then it was just one day we talking, and I'm talking about my cousin. Then she like, oh, she related to my son's father. I'm like, oh man, what's your son's father's name? And I'm like, oh man. So yeah, I mean, it's love and it don't make sense, you know what I mean? But it's not supposed to make sense when you truly in love, but it was a challenge, you know what I mean? It's hard because my family, you know, some people, you know, on paper it looked like, why would you even continue to talk to her? You know, that's how he felt, but it was like, you know, I had to choose my happiness. I was happy. I didn't know, you know what I mean? So
yeah, we were like probably a month or two in, and we had been together ever since the day we met. Like, we hadn't left each other's side. If he went to his house, I went to his house, or he stayed in my house. It was just like that ever since the day we met. We just never left each other's side. So it was real hard to just go off of somebody else, you know, to make them happy versus just keeping ourselves happy. Because my son's father actually told me that he was a great guy. So at that point, I'm like, well, you told me that. It's like, I can't let him go. That gave me more ammunition to stay with him just for saying that he's a great guy. And he's been everything to me since I met him. So it's like, I really couldn't let him go. And I've never had no one like him.
And you also didn't have a relationship with your son's father for a long time, right?
Right.
And you kind of explain that to me, too.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, we were together for maybe like a year or so, but that was...
Just 1 second, just so it's because it's confusing. So either say my son's father and I were together,
I'm sorry.
say Michael and I were together, just so I know who he is.
Right. My son's father and I were together for maybe a year or so, but around that time, you know, it really wasn't, to him, he didn't take me serious. So, I mean, you know, he eventually came out saying that he was just there to use me, drive my car, you know, stuff of that nature. So if you think about it, if we really were serious, he would have met my son before, you know, to even be like, once he seen my son, like, oh, I know that little boy, I know his dad, you know, it would have been something that would have, a red flag in the beginning anyway. But since I wasn't really around my son's father as much, I never met him, he never met me. So it was like, you know, if we did meet each other, we would have been able to just separate and be like, or he would have never tried to get on with me, you know, to talk to me if he did meet me before. So I think it's more difficult on his end than it is mine, because just through everything that my child's father put me through, I really don't care about his feelings. So
yeah, me, I am close to my family, so I am close with him. I just didn't know the situation, and you know, it kind of made me, I don't know, it kind of made me want to be around even more, because I felt like her son needed that father figure, and him being my cousin, it wasn't just like my girlfriend's son. It was like, this my cousin, and he really needs somebody, so it made me want to be there even more.
Yeah, because he had extreme high hopes that my baby father would come around, he would get him more, he would do anything, but nothing's changed in these 5 years that we've been together. Nothing has changed at all. He still don't pick him up. He barely answers his phone calls. So, you know, he tries to give him a push, and, you know, just he tried to take up for him. And I'm just like, I've been knowing him for 7 years. He's not going to be the father that he was supposed to be. And then, you know, I don't like to say that, you know, just because we're together now that it's probably caused more issues, but he wasn't doing it before. So it really didn't matter.
So tell me, like, I mean, is your hope, though, to kind of, like, because it doesn't seem like it's fair for people to be mad at you, you know? And honestly, it's like your son actually has a great father figure in his life now.
He does.
And it was like, should he have nothing?
Right.
But like, would you like to sort of mend all of that and kind of, you know, and have your whole family there to kind of celebrate your relationship? And Michael, I want you to kind of tell me, because this is something that's more personal for you. Don't you know, it's your wedding.
Right, and I definitely would want my family there, because, like, my mom, she was adopted, so it's like I'm not really close to my mom's side of the family, so that's my father's side of the family with her baby father, and I definitely wouldn't want everybody there, but it's just like some people feel a certain type of way, just like we had a baby shower, and, like, none of my cousins showed up. It was, like, one that showed up out of two of them. Yeah, two of them, I'm sorry. But it was like it's just tough, you know, in certain situations. And like we get married, I definitely would want my family there. So I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but you know, I'm hoping for the best.
What would you want to say to your family? Like, if you were, like, do you want to tell them, like, it's not really fair? It's not really fair, like, to sort of not be there for anyone, you know?
Right.
Both for your son, both for you. Like, kind of like, I want you to tell me, like, say, I would like to tell my family that.
I mean, I like to tell my family, you know, sometimes you gotta choose happiness. And it's more about, like, her son, you know, he was in love with me, and I wanted to be there even more. And I was in love with her, so that made the bond so strong. And it's like, I just hope my family can understand that, you know what I mean? And when you, like I said, when you in love, sometimes it just don't make sense. I never thought I was gonna be here for 5 years with her, but it was like we clicked. And, you know, through all the challenges, it's like, my family know me, and I haven't been in too many relationships, really. But with her, it's been 5 years strong. So I'm here for a reason, and I just hope they understand that.
It's meant to be, right?
Right,
Yes.
right, definitely.
All right, so we have plenty for this portion. And so we edit this down just so you know to about, like, we make like a good 3 to 5 minute movie on you guys, depending on how the editing magic comes out together. Adam will get some photos and stuff from you. And I want, you know, cute pictures of you together, pictures of you with your kids, you know, doing family stuff, out on dates, you know, kind of just, you know, give us like a little peek into your world. If you're sporty, show us your sporty stuff. If you're glamorous, show us your glam stuff. Like, you know, give us a peek into who you are. Show off your style, and just pictures where you feel like you look good and they represent you.
Okay.
So he'll follow up with you and get all of that and get like any more info that we need for now. But it was so great to meet you.
It was
Me
good to
too.
meet you too.
Me too.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank
you
you
too.
too. Good luck.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right.